guys, my name is Seniac and welcome to Subway Builder, a game where you're given the task of starting a new transportation company and you have to build a subway network in very, very busy cities. If you guys do enjoy this and want me to turn it into a little bit of a series, smash that like button down below, subscribe if you are new around here so you do get notified when those next episodes do come out. Now, I've seen a few videos on it, but I still don't exactly know how to play the game, so we're going to have to do a little bit of a tutorial to figure out what needs to be done. But I'm going to jump straight into a brand new game, and these are all the maps that we get to choose from. Now, looking at it, I think they're all cities in America, right? There's no other cities outside of it. No. But this is interesting. I don't know whether all these cities do have these underground subway systems. I'm going to assume they don't. The size of cities kind of do vary from Salt Lake to 1.3 all the way up to like New York at 19.5. Crazy. But I think it kind of, I think we have to start in New York, right? It is one of the most famous cities for having subway systems. I would like to do like London and UK, but it is what it is. Unite 3 islands and 5 boroughs in the city that never sleeps. That sounds like a challenge. That's also a lot of passengers I'm going to need to move as well. So we've got 2 options. You can go normal mode or sandbox mode. I think we'll go normal mode. It's the classic experience, apparently. We start with $3 billion. Oh my goodness me. What am I right now? Elon Musk with the Boring Company? And there's Mediterranean construction prices. I don't know what that means, but we're about to find out. Boom. We are now loading the map up. Oh my goodness me. Here is New York, boys. Here is New York. So this is where it all now happens. Now, I'm British. I've never been to New York, so I don't really know the real life subway network in New York City and the surrounding boroughs. So what I build is not obviously going to be true to life. I'm just going to build what I feel kind of low-key works. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be real interesting right now. So we've got $3 billion in the bank right now. We do have the ability to start a tutorial. So it says here, welcome to transit operations. Been running this system for 30 years? Stick with me and I'll show you how to build something that actually works. Okay. So learn the tools. So we can drag around. Yes, there we go. Which is good. We now know how to move. Beautiful. Down here we have the data before digging. Oh, hold on. So no way. Okay, I thought it was just gonna be literally I just build and then we make money, like that NIMBY Rails game. But demand status. Oh, the population centers. So this is on residents. This is where, so bigger circles equals high residential density. Right, okay, so we've got the centers of where the most people are living. Oh, a lot more people live around Central Park. And that's Queens, right? I think that's Queens. Interesting, okay. And then we have workers. So that's where they want to go to work, right? Click here, workers, employment centers, big circles equals more workers. So you're mainly having to transfer the residents to the jobs and obviously back home again. That makes sense. So there's a big work area over here. There's a couple of centers down there, but I'm not sure how far we could actually move the subway network. Right, I'm just looking around. Very interesting, but it's all going to be happening around Manhattan from what I can actually tell right now. Interesting, boys. Right, so next, your mission: connect people to where connect where people live to where they work. Look for the bigger gaps. That's where you build first. So, am I now ready to build? That's what I want to know. Now, there's all different stuff here. So, I assume if I put it into play mode, we see travel demands and stuff like that change, maybe. So, construction time. Let's start with construction. So we need to build a station. So a station is here. There we go. And I need to pick a kind of a point. Oh, I didn't realize we could rotate. I need to pick a point where we can place this down. Now, where do we go? We kind of need to view, like I said, the where people are. So let me go back to that view. Demand Right, I'm changing everything here right now, isn't it? This is kind of wild. This is kind of wild. So I think then we'll create a line that comes down and obviously has a station in the center here. Now, I don't know how we can do stations. I don't know if we can do like multiple kind of levels or layers. So I think we kind of like start simple and then work our way that way. I think having a line coming down here is good, or coming down here. I think coming down there straight could be pretty simple. I don't know if it kind of works like that in real life. So what I'll do is I'm going to begin around here. So build station. Now, how big is the station? That is my next question. So click the map to place your first terminal. Consider going back to the demand stats to view the spot with good demand. So I'm going to click around about here. How do I do it? Okay, you make it, okay. Right, so I don't know what the length would need to be. Apparently, minimum length is 160. Oh, you can delete buildings if you're not careful. Right, so if I make the station that length, bam, I've built my first station. Okay, this is scary and terrifying all at the same time. I'm not even going to lie. Second station goes between... hold on. Second station goes between your terminals. This connects your endpoints. So now I'm going to build the middle station. Right, okay. So let me go back to the views again. Demands. So I've got that one there. I feel like it needs to be on this junction here, where that blue thing now is. So build a station, and if I go here as well. Again, I don't know what the length of this is. I'm not too sure, but I'm going to build that there. There's my second station right now, and place of a terminal station. So what's the distance between stops, do you reckon, is like a good setup? So we've got that there for around here. Obviously, we'll eventually incorporate other lines. That there for around here. And I think we could have one here, which would be probably be a little bit quieter. But is that, like, close enough? I'm not too sure. But I've got to get them down to where they work. That's the important part all about this right now. They're not really working up here until they get to there. So I think I'm going to do one more around about here, one just there, and that's when it starts to become workers, because there's a working area just here as well. So I know there's a working area just here, which is very important. So we'll build a station here then. So if I go there to there, right, and I know there's a kind of a little bit of a gap now between these two to that one, but that's my first working area. So that kind of works. So should we just keep it to 3 for now and see kind of how we get on? Because the logistics is we've picked up within residential areas there, vicinities, and then down here there is a worker facility before I eventually move them into, is this called like Midtown or something like that? I'm not too sure. Right, we need to build some tracks. So we've got the tracks. Let's connect up my first set of stations. So there. And then I can ultimately just run it in a straight line. That's the beauty of building in American cities. Straight lines work very well. Very well. Right, it's a very simple subway system, but we're doing it right now. We're doing it. So click and drag. We've done that. Creates the tracks. It's a parallel system. So click and drag to connect 1 to 2, creates bidirectional tracks. I believe I'm done. Now, the elevation's -5. I'm not really paying attention to any of this, but I think, is that meters? Is that minus, it is -5 meters. Is that too high? I'm not too sure. Right, add 2 scissor crossovers where each terminal meets the tracks. Critical for operations. So add the crossover. So do I need to zoom in and do it like here? The Chrissy Crossy! Right, the game has Chrissy Crossies. Because you never know where they're going to criss and cross and applesauce and all that jazz. Right, this is actually pretty good. This is actually pretty good. Right, nailed it, boys. Hit build blueprints. Nothing works until you do this. So I don't know how much I've actually now spent. So build blueprints. And I've just spent 365 million. Right, that was expensive. That was, I mean, I am building in New York City. Real estate is wild. Right, nice. Now click routes and set up a service pattern. Okay. So new route. And we'll start from over here then. So make a new route. Hit make new route group. Every great system starts with a good line. So I'm going to call this my... we need like a naming system for this. Now, we're going north and south in reality, aren't we, on Manhattan? We're going north and south. So this is like my first line. I don't want to call it the main line because we just don't know. But we do start in Park Avenue, don't we? Maybe... Wait, does the whole thing run on Park Avenue? No. No. Oh, it kind of... I think this road is Park Avenue. So I could do Park Ave Main. No, Park Ave... The Park Ave line. I'm going to call it Park Avenue line. That sounds pretty good. I might go red. And I do like this. I do like that shape. I think that's a lot better. And type of train, heavy metro. Yes. We're going to create route. And then what do I do now? So click your new route icon to set it up. So bam. We now need to edit the route. And we now need to add we need to define the stations and where it needs to go. So click stations in order at the terminals. Select one track node only, prevents conflictions. So there. Oh! I keep pressing the wrong buttons. To here, and then all the way down to here. Now I don't know what side of the tracks we should be running on, and then obviously to there, and now we're going back and forth. Right, that sounds simple, but we shall see. So it takes 1:40 to get from there to there, and it takes 3:40 to get from there to there. I feel like we do need another station in the middle, but that's something we could do in the future. It's not a big issue at the moment. So, right, we've done that, and then we need to confirm the changes. Bam. So once we've confirmed the changes now, we need to actually get a train for it, which does make a lot of sense. So trains menu, switch to the trains tab. A route without trains is pretty much a line on a map. That is true. That is actually true right now. So we need a high demand service train. And you want me to get 2 of them. How do I get hit the button, start with 2 high demand and 1 low. So how do I do this? So it won't let me... Oh, do I need to buy more? Hold on, buy more. Okay, 5. Bam, I got 2. And then did it say 1 low? 1 low and... Wait, and 1 in low and medium demand. So that's 4 trains in total, right? Yeah. And then hit play. Oh no, this is where it all goes wrong, isn't it, boys? This is now where it all legit goes wrong and goes downhill pretty quick. Right, play. I've just got an achievement. Metro Master. Yay. So I've hit play. Oh, my trains are actually going. Hold on. Can I slow this right down? So you can just see. There it is. My train there moving. This is amazing. Okay, so we've done that. And outstanding. Your line is now running. 3 stations, proper infrastructure, trains in service. You built something real here. Keep running smooth. Right, done. So I think then that's my first line. I need to find out if it's profitable, is the question. Now, that's going to go back and forth right now. The question is it making us money? Ooh, hold on, boys. We're now starting to see people moving. So I think the movement is people trying to make their way to my station, which makes sense. Now, obviously, it's all dependent on the time of day to where they're ultimately trying to get to and from. But are we making money? Can I view the stats of this? Do we need to set prices? Like, what do I do here right now? Oh, okay, we are... Okay, there is moments where we do make cash. There is moments where we do make cash. So I think we're doing pretty okay. So those red circles is what we saw earlier, right? Demands, they're people driving and people walking. Now, if you can do a good enough job, we could eventually get it where no one needs to drive, but that would be a very, very extensive subway network, right? I feel like it really, really would. Right, let me fast forward now. So people driving are mainly coming from over here. I don't know if you can figure out like where they're driving to. I'm not too sure. Now, workers, we need to get them into the center here. That's what's really important of all of this. So I feel like we now need to figure out how we extend, right? I think so. So sticking to this Park Avenue line, I could actually run the Park Avenue line quite far down and it'd just be straight. And then I can use that to kind of build off other lines with it. I'm not quite sure how that ultimately is going to work in the long run, but it could potentially work. Now, how easy is it for me to add on to this stuff? I'm also trying to figure out as well, what is the best way to kind of view all this nonsense. Right, so demand. So they're not workers, they're residential. So around here is where you want to start it. So maybe having one just there. So on that there, and then we have one there. So we're going to start with one just here. So build a station. And I'm going to go just here. Very nice, very nice. And then let me view the stats again. There's got to be a quick way to kind of change all these views, right? We want one round about here. So build a station and we'll drop this about there. Now, those stations are awfully close together. They're awfully close together, but I don't think that's going to be an issue because of what they're going to be used for. There's a lot going on. Now, I don't know how we add to it, if that makes sense. I feel like we need something in the middle, but that's going to mean then completely destroying the lines that I've kind of already got now set. So there is an ability to delete tracks. So if I deleted, for example, okay, right, that's currently in use. Can I build a station on this? No. It's just not going to work like that. So I don't know whether to kind of just leave it for just a hot min. Because I'll have to redo the whole line. How much demand is here first? That's the major important thing. So view demands. Okay, there is a need here. There is a need. Now, I haven't got it written down to the busier part. I'm kind of doing the easier option first. If that's the best way to put it. Your boy's doing the easy side first. So I think then we're going to rejig that line. So if I edit the route and how do I... Okay, okay, that was... Okay, it's actually quite easy to do. Let me confirm the changes. And then let's now edit all of this track. So delete tracks. We can't delete using by Park Avenue. Right, there we go. I think I had to press play just to get the trains off the line. So build a station. Let me figure out where the best place for this station would be. So round here. It's not particularly centered, but I can kind of make it centered using that there as the centerpiece. Right, build station. And we'll go there. Perfect. Right, let's build some tracks. So from... Let me get right in again. There. To there. Right, interesting connections, by the way. Realizing how I've done that one slightly bendy-wendy. Oh, did you notice I could have potentially had to delete some buildings there? That wouldn't have been good news, would it? Right, that brings me now in a nice, sweet, long line. And starts to now slowly... I don't know how I feel about that wonkiness. Is that enough to annoy me? Yes. Let's not beat around the bush, guys. This is enough to annoy me. It really is. It really is. Right. So I've got to build this. Oh, there's a building right there that could have some fun. Right, there we go. Right, build the tracks. Bam, to bam, bam, to bam. Also, the road slightly wiggles and bends as well, so that's kind of throwing me off at the same time. Right, because I'm now extending this line, is it now worth me looking at the demands again? Maybe seeing if we can kind of push it any further. So workers, so maybe a couple more stops going down might not be a bad thing. So we're now looking around here. There's a lot of it going on along here. So building tracks. I don't know what this building is here, but it is looking quite important. Ooh, okay. So we're going to have some issues there. So I wonder then, I don't know if it's a good idea to kind of make it go slightly sideways, or it's a case of we change the elevation. So if I do -10, still not good enough. I'll jump to -20. Okay, it's almost okay for the one building. -25. Okay, it's now getting super expensive, right? It's now getting super expensive. So if I keep it to a -5 meters, which I feel like it's still kind of crazy that. And then we're going to slightly go to the side. So we'll have to wiggle the tracks around, more importantly. But I do want it kind of around here somewhere. So if I did there to there, because it is a very important area. Now, these, I don't know if they're close by. If anyone can let me know in the comment section whether I'm building a little bit too close, that would be greatly appreciated. I keep pressing the wrong thing as well. Right, so that's coming down from there. That's going across there. And let me just look at my demand status again. Now, we're coming out of the worker area. I don't like where that train station's positioned. Right, build stations. I'm wondering if I can kind of squeeze it kind of through. We'll see on this one, okay? We'll see. So let me delete the tracks there. Build, we're going to go for one more station. And there's a big residential population just here. We're going to go just here now. And then that's as far as I'm going to go for this kind of current run. So I'm going to do it just there. Right, that should give me some fun shenanigans right now. We're trying to get the rail line to kind of bend through. I don't know how this is going to play out. So if I start here... Right, we have to zoom right in here, boys. Now, this is me keeping it all at 5 meters, by the way. So the train has to slow down quite dramatically there. But it's slowing down anyway for the station. I don't agree with that, if I'm being completely honest with you. But you've got to do what you've got to do, right? You've got to do what you've got to do to save a few pennies. What do you reckon, guys? Is that the wrong thing to do? Let me know in the comment section down below. But, right, this should now be a wild route. So, edit the line. So, we're over here. All right, and edit it. So, it goes... Right, what have I done here? What have I done? Hold on, edit. Get rid. So we start there, and then we'll redo the line. Oh, hang on, I've got to commit to the build, don't I? Build blueprints. That was 500 million. That was 500 million, guys. Right, let's start again. So bam, bam. We're bam. We're bam. Node valid. Oh, I haven't done Chrissy Crossies. I forgot to do the crossovers. Right, what other station have I... It's this one as well, right? Bam, bam. Right, Chrissy Crossies for days. Oh, I can't do Chrissy Crossies there because it bends. The length is too short. Right, build tracks. Right. Okay, my first little shenanigan right now. Is real. Right, surely. Oh my goodness me, how did I get it to there then? I think the bend is too much. Right, I'm destined to do this, by the way. Right, there's going to be a moment where this is okay. Just out of curiosity, can I build a Chrissy Crossy there? No, still can't. Oh, it's 40 meters. Minimum requirement is 40 meters, guys. Right, we will do this. Slope is too steep. Of course it is. Right, let's keep it at 5. I should probably have made that station go lower, right? I probably should have. Alright, please do crossover. Damn! Right, let me just see if that is going to be an issue. Because it's something I can rectify in the future. I don't want to delete that building. Oh my goodness me. Right. Oh, I've deleted the station! Oh, it's all gone wrong. It's all gone wrong. I can't get my head around these camera angles. These are more annoying than anything else. Right. Oh, what a fool. Maybe I don't make the station as long. Okay, right. I figured it out. Figured it out. Build the station. Right, I'm going to go here. Right, I'm not building the station as long. Right, I bet you I can't do a crossover here now, right? Oh, no, I can. All right, crossover. Can go there, so I don't need to do it as long now. Right, we've got it. We've got it, boys. Right, it keeps zooming in every time I try to build. Crossover. Just don't do the station as long. Got it. Right, add these crossovers anyway. Are we all good everywhere else? That's got them, that's got them, that's got them. Yes. Right, build blueprints. Another 700 and something million just now spent. Wasting money like it's unlimited. Got to that point. Go to here. I don't think we actually went to there, did we? Let me cancel the edit. No, edit route. Get rid of you. No. Right, I've got to do it again. Right, you're number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we're now heading back. I think we've now got this. Yes. Confirm changes. Now, the train's longer. So would that mean I need to make or add more trains to it? Yes, there's not enough apparently here. So let me now buy more. Let me buy 10. So 1, 2, buy more. So not enough train cars. Not enough train cars to increase cars per train. 60 cars out of 40 needed. So current trains, target. How many do I need to buy? I need to buy for what I've currently got. I don't know whether that's now too many. Let me just go there, okay? How do I commit to this? So frequency, high demand. Oh, does it change depending on the demand? Is that what it does? But they're not particularly getting filled up, are they? So, oh, actually, they're getting closer. They are getting closer. They are getting closer. Now, did that confirm on that route? I think they do change based on demand. But I think I might be running way too many trains. But it's not about the capacity, it's about the frequency in which they arrive. I think that's the better option, isn't it? So I can now see, right, all the commuters are slowly making their way to me. Which is good, because I can visually see there's a lot of back and forth here to this station. So having a line that kind of goes that way, not saying I need to do going that way, but like it needs to they're coming from this way to get down to go like this way, you know, vice versa. You can see where I now need these other routes and where I need them to now go. Interesting. This is real interesting. Now, I could kind of like build off lines. I could create extensions. I could do all kinds of stuff. But the main thing right now, though, is I am making money. We are making money, boys. This is my network right now. Well, I'm hoping I'm making money anyway. I hope I'm making money. Right, so viewing the view ridership routes, Park Avenue. Very good. We got station ridership. Oh, is that the amount of people currently waiting there? Or is that is that the radius it can reach? I'm assuming that's the radius it can reach. Demands. Wow. So is that like super high, or is that like... I think it's a mixture of walking and transit. They're now starting to go purpley pink color, which I'm assuming that means we're now starting to see more transit use. Interesting. So to build more lines, we can kind of build off what we've currently got, right? And keep moving stuff forward. But I feel like we need a secondary line, or do I utilize a secondary or a criss-cross line? Does that make sense? Now, if that ran all the way down, I can have another line that kind of comes up this way, a line that goes that way. But I need some crossover lines to kind of split in the middle so it's not too crazy. It's definitely interesting, the workers. A lot of workers here, which is wild. But then the opposite can be said for the residential. So 0.7%, no, 0.6% of the population of residentials, I think it's just everyone in total, is using my transit line. So a lot of them are driving vehicles, so we should be able to still reduce all of this. Shouldn't be much of an issue. But main and most important thing right now is we're making money. I've just got to get more strategic lines placed in, right? I need more strategic lines placed in. So why don't we try and attempt to build a secondary line right now? Or should we just have this Park Avenue line just go a little bit further to where we could probably want it to end? I don't think that is the case. I think it's we try and build... I don't know whether to try and build something to kind of complement it. Let me view the status and demand, because if something can run down here, and it could merge in. I like the idea of something merging in, maybe crossing over. I think I need a secondary line coming down here. Both these lines making their way down and merging into one end route. And then having a secondary line that maybe comes down here and then decides to cross over to bridge the gap between them. Another secondary that bridges the gap. And then that's how you can kind of have things working. I think I might need to actually study the New York transit system just to figure out what they do in real life. I'm not saying that I want to copy it, but it's understanding the roots and all that jazz. So if I was to... Well, this moves way too quick. I can't even turn down the sensitivity. There's no setting available for it. So if I ran, very similar, ran down here, workers don't kick in until there, but this is the thing. I'm going to bridge the outskirts of the workers when I kind of need it to go through the worker route. So maybe I bring this in to run down the middle. So you got these two running parallel and then coming in. So I want to be within it. Okay. Let's build a station. So let's try and get the stations very similar. Because then if I kind of build crossing over, and let's pull it on, do I put it on the road? Let's put it on the road. The safest bet, right? Safest bet. Because then if I do a line cutting across there, it can reach two stations. All right, let's do one there. And let's do one there. Now, those couple of stations, where do they fall within the demand for workers? very high. Very high. But of course here is when it then starts to go a bit more residentially. So we kind of want it to bend. And this is my next problem. I don't think they're low enough, if I'm being completely honest with you, for the buildings. Because I'm building a long road, and that's great. But I don't think it's low enough. We might have to play around with doing some height stuff. Right, demand again. So I might run and then go through the middle there. But then does it warrant me having two? If I went up this one, and I can have maybe another line that goes that way eventually, and we've got crossovers. It's all potentially there, isn't it? It's all potentially there. Right. Trying to line up what we've currently got as well is very vital, important, I feel. So if I do that there, I was going to figure out where this takes place. I think it might be worth doing... Not there. Maybe like here. Because I have that. Oh, it could actually be utilized for this. That runs across there. And I'm going to kind of bend that in. And then I can also have something that runs eventually straight ahead. So there's possibilities there. There is possibilities. Right, we'll implement one here. And then we'll go for one just there. Now, this is like easy at the minute because I'm running it all on road. It's about to get a whole lot more difficult right now. It is really about to get a whole lot more difficult. So build tracks. So easy so far. Easy. Easy. And I think even this is going to be easy. You just oh, actually, let me delete that because I'm realizing I might need to go quite. Let me just stick out a little bit, then go again. And then the speed's going to happen. I can't change it. But they are going to be slowing down. So that was technically all the easy bit. It's this there to there is going to be my challenge. All right. So far, so good. So far, so good. So I can't do that because of that. So I'm wondering if I increased it to, say, minus 15, you're still hitting a lot of stuff. Do you reckon I should have, like, really, really invested in going, like, super low with the terrain? Because it doesn't hinder a lot of stuff. So if I went down to minus 15 meters... Right. And then I come from this one to go minus 15. Actually, no. If I go to minus 10 on this, because it's all about the gradients. Okay. I don't know how, but we need to go lower. We need to go lower. Right, let's just now quickly settle this with some crossovers. So add all these crossover points. Because you just never know when you're going to need a crossover, so you might as well get it in. Right, that's too short. Okay, we'll come back to that one. That one's in. That's in. And in. And where's the end of that station? There it is. Right, that one was too short. Kind of does make sense. I didn't really build it out that far. Yeah, that kind of makes complete sense. Add crossover. Nice. Now, again, I don't know how much this is all going to cost. This is the crazy bit. So, build blueprints. $1 billion. $1 billion. Now, these two lines, they don't merge. To get to the other line, you got to get off, walk, and then jump on it. Eventually, we'll have something that crosses them. And eventually, this line will also continue going down. So it's just, and then Chrissy crosses. You can see how the network is eventually going to kind of combine and how it's going to merge. We'll eventually get to that point. Now, we need to do a new route. And this is on, I don't know what to call this one. We don't really have that Park Avenue style. It's 60, I don't know what this road here is in real life. So, and I don't know what this area of New York is either. It's a tricky one. Because we had Park Avenue going all the way down. And this is just names of streets. You know what I mean? So I don't know what that name is of this place. I haven't got a clue. What does this up here do right now? Oh. Can I change? Oh, light mode? Is light mode too much, guys? What do we reckon? Is light mode too much? Right, let's stick with light mode for a minute. It's very bright. Would you guys prefer light mode or dark mode? I'm going to put it back to dark. I'm just going to call it after our first one. 94 Street. 94 Street line. I mean, I know what it is, but, you know, you just... It's one of those things, isn't it? It's just one of those things. Right, 94 Street line. Edit the route. We're going to start here. We're going to keep it going. Beautiful, boys. Beautiful. And then head back. So I think I'm actually inadvertently putting them on the wrong side of the tracks to begin with. And then they're kind of like updating themselves for on the way back. I could be wrong. So that's what it needs to do. Yeah, they're kind of updating themselves. Confirm changes. Now, train-wise, we need to do... I realize what that now means, by the way. So I'll do 4, 2, and a 2. And then go. Fast forward mode. And now we've got that yellow line working. And people are now making their moves. So we're kind of getting somewhere at this point. We are kind of getting somewhere. So do you think we should try and attempt to bridge the gaps between these lines? I think there is a potential to do so. I think there is. And I think we could do it on this line. It's all dependent. I don't know how you would now build... So if I want to build a station and 4 parallel tracks for express and local service separation. Interesting. If I was to do this... Am I on tracks? No, build station. I'm on build station. So if I ran on this line... and I did this, we have a station an extra few meters down than that station. So how would the line work? So if I was to build tracks, the elevation difference is completely off. Okay, that worked. Don't tell me it's that easy. Do not tell me right now it's that easy. But then how would it work building across water? So if I added a station there. Right, and then I don't know what these areas are, by the way. I got to check the demand. So I'm hitting the next one over here is what I'm doing. I could have one there, but there's no workers, not really any workers, not really any people living there. I mean, there is people living there. There is people working there. Or people on the island as well. It's residential. I don't know whether a small one there kind of makes a little bit of sense. Right, anyway, let me just figure this out. Because I'm not really paying attention to where we're currently running right now, and I've already forgotten where that's going down. So around here is a good shout for a station. And I reckon I'm going to do it like that. So straight across. And then I could, in theory, just implement one there just to kind of bridge the gap in between. I don't think a station there makes sense. I feel like it might need to go there, or we just don't do it. I don't particularly know what the best option would be. Now, if I just made this a small route, nothing too crazy, but their main kind of goal at the minute is not only to bring people over from like Brooklyn and Queens, eventually, as we extend it, it bridges the gaps between these two lines. And that's the first line it's going to do it, of many lines that will eventually do it. Providing I can build the tracks. All right, there we go. I don't know how this is going to play ball because we're going... Right, okay, so... Right, I was hoping for a straight run. I don't know whether we go... plus 15. Oh. Okay, we go plus 50, minus 15 there. And then back up. And then let's bring it back to 10. So it's, oh, okay, right. I didn't really think this one through, did I? So what if I do the 15? Right, it's okay to a certain extent, so it's okay to there. Oh, okay, there we go. Right. Issue solved. Go lower. Right, add crossovers. Bam, 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 wah-bam, wah-bam. I'm hoping that connection works. That's the first time I've connected a line to another line, so I'm hoping that now works. And what do I call this? It's on 59, 58 Park. I could call it the Dutch Kilns line. Just because that's the only one that's got like a name. Let me build these blueprints, by the way. Right, I'm literally running out of money at this point, so I need to stop. I need to calm down. Dutch Kills, sorry. Not Kilns. Dutch Kills line. If anyone's got like a better like way in which I can kind of name these lines, please let me know in the comment section down below. Would be greatly appreciated. So this here, we're going to edit the route. Bam, bam. Now there's not going to be too many on these lines, but I feel like these might be slightly high capacity because they're kind of transporting between two lines, if that makes sense. Confirm, trains. And I'll do 2, 1, and a 1. Right, there we go. There we go. That's my first setup right now of all of this. So we can now see people actually walking about, moving about, actually trying to get to said stations. Now, that blue line, the Dutch Kilns, I'm just intrigued. I mean, it's the wrong time of day. It's like 1 a.m. in the morning right now. It's the wrong type of day to be even viewing how busy it is. But there's moments where it does carry a couple of hundred at 2 a.m. in the morning. So what's like rush hour going to be like? I know we'll have, 600 people. There's a moment there where it picks up 600 people. We've just seen it then in 4K. Well, 1080p, 60 FPS. So yeah, that's quite an important line, isn't it? 500 people, 600 people, 700 people. And then the second train kicks in and that will kind of then like, you know, slightly loosen the burden that line pretty much does. But once we get other lines that do this type of crisscross, then that really helps. But you can see them all now. I'm assuming, I think that's Queens, isn't it? Over here. Oh, there's a oh no! We have a clean up on aisle 3. And I think the reason for that is the line is too short. What I think we might need is we might need to have an extension on, right? So it doesn't stop, it doesn't go there, has to wait for the train. It kind of continues, so it's always moving. Didn't quite think of that. So and I don't know how I'm going to do that as well. So let me just kind of do this out of necessity, which would also cross over the other line. Build tracks, because this is going to be the issue. Oh, no, I think this is a 10, right? Oh, hold on. We had it then for a second, didn't we? I literally had it then, and like it was going to work. Oh no. Right, what is the elevation of this? So what's the issue? It's, let me go to a -5. Okay, it just needs to be a -5. Right, add crossover, bam, build blueprints. Oh, so expensive. I'm lucky to have enough money there. I really am. So that's 59, so edit the route. Okay, that's a good point. How do I now edit this route? Edit route. Edit. That becomes 5. 4, 5, 6. Yes. Oh no, continue editing. Confirm changes. Right, now because it has to pass through, I don't think we then have that issue. So that station there was pretty much built out of necessity. But it actually does serve a purpose, luckily. And it will be the crossover station for the line that comes down this way as well. But that could be an issue. I was not expecting to see that anyway. But we'll end it here anyway, boys. We will end it here. Let me know what you think about this game in the comment section down below. Would you prefer me to do play in light mode or dark mode? What's visually easier to see? Give me some tricks, some tips. They'll be greatly appreciated. But if you want to see a second episode, smash the like button. Subscribe if you are new. And until next time, I will see you all soon. So, goodbye.